The rules of my new SEHO narrated by the Firekeeper. Hello, I'm the Firekeeper, and tonight, I've got something I probably shouldn't be sharing. It's a story I came across recently. At first, it just looks like a list of rules. But the more you read, the more you start to realize these rules aren't there to protect you. They're there to keep you alive. So, I recently enrolled in a new school. Tomorrow was supposed to be my first day. I was actually excited, until I got an email from the principal. The subject line read, "Rules for your first day." I opened it, expecting something normal. Maybe a dress code, maybe a schedule, something like that. But no, this was something else. The email read, "Good morning. I've been informed that tomorrow will be your first day, and I look forward to welcoming you. However, our school follows a different set of rules for the first day than it does for the rest of the year. Rule 1. Do not attempt to use a map to find your classroom. You will get lost. Instead, follow the student wearing a green hat. He will guide you throughout the day. Rule 2. The student in the green hat will never speak to you. You must never speak to him either. If you wish to survive your first day, you do not want to know what happened to the students who talked too much. Rule 3. You may talk to any other student, but if anyone tries to talk to you about tomorrow, run. Rule 4. Do not trust your eyes. If you see something strange in the corner of your vision, it isn't real. Rule 5. If the walls begin to bleed, report it to the janitor. He can be found standing beside the antique grandfather clock. Rule 6. Sometimes, during class, a teacher may ask you to step outside. Take your belongings and leave. But if the hallway looks wrong, enter the nearest classroom immediately. This means you failed to follow Rule 1. Rule 7. Hopefully, after changing classrooms, you'll be safe. But most of the time, you won't be. The only way to be sure is to check the clock on the wall. If it shows numbers from 1 to 12, you're safe. If the numbers are arranged any other way, inform the teacher. If you're lucky, they'll replace it. Rule 8. Lunch will be served as a bowl of hot soup and a chocolate bar. But once you sit down, they will change. Whatever they become, eat everything. If you value your eyesight, finish before lunch ends. Rule 9. As soon as the 8th period begins, you must run from the student in the green hat. This period is a game of hide and seek. He will give you a 5-minute head start. You do not want to know what happens if you lose. Rule 10. When the final bell rings, do not leave through the door you entered. Find the nearest window and jump out. No matter how high it is, you'll probably be fine. Follow these rules, and you may survive to attend a normal second day. Remember, I will not be present on your first day. Do not trust anyone who claims to be me, and do not show these rules to anyone. Good luck. I couldn't sleep that night. I thought about telling my parents, but something about the email stopped me, like I wasn't supposed to. I even thought about replying, asking if this was some kind of joke, but I was too tired. Eventually, I fell asleep. The next morning, my dad woke me up. I had overslept. I had 20 minutes. That was it. I rushed through everything, showered, brushed my teeth, got dressed, grabbed something to eat, and ran out just in time for the bus. The ride there felt normal to normal. When I stepped off the bus and walked into the school, I felt it. That chill crawling up my spine. This was it. And then I saw him. The man in the green hat. And right then, I knew this wasn't a joke. He had to be at least 7 feet tall. And for some reason, he smelled like caramel apples. The bell rang. And he started walking slow, deliberate, like he already knew I was following him, even though he never looked back. I made it to my first class, sat in the back, tried to stay unnoticed. Then a kid sat next to me.friendly.com, bright blue eyes. We started talking about normal things, my old school, stuff I liked. And for a moment, everything felt okay, until the bell rang. He turned to me, smiled, and said, "So, what do you know about tomorrow?" Something about the way he said it was wrong. His smile stretched too far. His teeth didn't look right. And then his body started to change, swelling, twisting. I looked around. No one reacted. No one even looked at us till I didn't wait. I grabbed his hair, pulled as hard as I could, and ran. The next few classes went by quietly. I didn't talk, didn't look at anyone. By the time lunch came, I was already on edge. I sat alone, put my headphones on, tried to calm myself down, but the school didn't let me. Things started appearing in the corner of my vision. People who weren't there. A child sitting on the floor, surrounded by floating candles, muttering something I couldn't understand. I kept telling myself, it wasn't real. It wasn't real eventually. It was time to eat. I got the soup, the chocolate, sat down, and everything changed. The soup turned red, thick, dark, dark, dark. I tasted it and instantly regretted it. Metallic like blood. Then I opened the chocolate. Inside were two eyes. Blue. The same blue as his. I didn't want to do it, but I remembered the rule, so I ate all of it. The soup, and then the eyes. They tasted sweet. When the bell rang, I felt like I was going to throw up. Then I realized something. He was gone, the man in the green hat. No one knew who I was talking about, so I ran. Didn't think, just ran. I picked a classroom. Any classroom, sat down, stayed quiet, hoping I chose the right one. Later, I was told to step outside. The hallway looked normal at first. Then I noticed the ceiling. It was lowering. Slowly. I rubbed my eyes, but it didn't stop. So I ran. I ran into another classroom, looked at the clock. 1 through 12. I was safe. 4. Now then came 8th period. I remembered the rule. I had to hide. I found a vent, climbed inside, started crawling halfway through. I saw it. The walls, they were bleeding, flooding the hallway below. No one noticed then. I saw the janitor standing by the grandfather clock. I dropped down, ran through the blood, told him everything. He thanked me, turned away, and then I heard it. Footsteps. Slow then, faster, closer, breathing, heavy, wet. It was him, up close. He looked worse. Black eyes, empty, no nose, no ears, and where his mouth should have been, there was nothing. Just smooth skin, sealed shut. I ran faster than I ever had in my life. Turn after turn, no direction, just running. Until dead end. A door that wouldn't open. I turned around, and he was there, blocking my way, walking toward me. Slowly, like he was enjoying it. I screamed. No one came. Then the bell rang, and everything stopped. I ran. Straight for the exit. Down the stairs, through the doors. They slammed shut. I turned. The principal was standing there. I walked toward him, tried to speak, tried to understand, and then I remembered Rule 10. I didn't jump. I had failed. Something small walked up beside me, a figure wearing a green hat. He looked at me and said, "Thank you for setting me free." And then I started growing taller, and taller, until I reached his height. My nose collapsed, my ears disappeared, and my mouth sealed shut. The principal looked at me and finally said, "It's your turn now," and placed the green hat on my head. Sometimes I can still think. Sometimes I'm still aware, but never for long. Now I just sit there, watching, waiting for the next student to take my place. So, what did you think? Stories like this, they don't just give you rules, they show you what happens when you break them. And trust me, that's not something you walk away from. If you enjoyed this story, I'd really appreciate it if you took a moment to like, share, and subscribe. It genuinely helps the channel grow, and it lets me know you want more stories like this. Thank you for listening. I really do appreciate you being here. I'm the Firekeeper, and I'll see you in the next story.